All right. Today is September 9th, 2021. Today's Thursday, and here's what we're looking at for the day. So in the overnight, we had this down move, this move down. I didn't draw my trend line, but it doesn't really look like. Looks like we just had a reversal with no. Okay, all right. No. Yeah, I remember actually. I had my trend line drawn earlier. And I looked at this as an overshoot, led to a break, and then we get two legs to a new low before reversing. So then we started trending up, get a break here. This is what I believe to be the trend channel. We'll see if Mack had something different. I didn't check his morning chart either, but this is where I had the break happening, and it makes sense that the overnight highs and lows here. It makes sense that this channel would break there, but we get a break and then prices just shoot up, form this congestion, and break out of that congestion, make another leg up. So we make two legs up to a new high. We test that high again before starting to reverse, form some congestion at the overnight highs, and then make this super sharp leg down, and then it looked like we were moving in this, it was like maybe a spike in channel, but really it just turned out to be very congestive right there. So that's what we had. Let's take a look at what I marked. And you know what, I think I had to shut off my computer, so maybe I missed something. Oh, you know what, no. So I think 5 o'clock came right around here, and unfortunately this second entry we just missed, because that looked like I originally, did I have my trend line drawn off that? No, probably not. But this looks like a very good second entry that I would have taken. And then here you get a first fail second entry, and I thought that was a good spot to go long, but it was not. And the reason is, look here how we didn't, or this is what I gathered. And really I actually had my trend channel drawn like this at first, yeah. Like this. So looking at it like that, which it very well, this could be the trend, to be honest, guys. And looking at it like that, we don't make it, either way, we don't make it to the top of the channel. And this is very congestive. Look how this is, prices hit the top of the channel, rejection, boom. Okay, this is very congestive. This is price acceptance. So these are inside bars. This is an inside bar. This is an inside bar. So this is not a good entry. Eventually prices broke out, but I don't think there's any way to go long there. And look, if you were patient, you get a good, look at all this rejection. This is slightly congestive here, but this is a good entry. You get a first entry, failed second entry, short right here. I went long above the above this bar. There's matching lows here, but I didn't go above the engulfing bar just because I haven't really been feeling the engulfing bars lately. And when you go above an engulfing bar, you got to place your stop beneath the previous swing. Look how far down that is. So I don't want to do engulfing bars much anymore, really. I mean, until I understand them more and start trading them better. This also kind of looks like a second entry long, but it didn't. This bar didn't break higher. What else? Another thing I really liked about this, look at this entry at 0875, 45.0875. Look how much room there is to the highs. Almost 4 points. So I really like that entry. But yeah, then we just formed this congestion. Very congestive up at the overnight highs. This is actually a second entry that would have worked, but look at all those dojis. You can't go long into that. Here we make a double test of this price level, and then it just rockets up. And we form this congestion up here. Here, let me make this bigger. We get this nice leg up, and we form this congestion here. And why did I mark this? I'm trying to think of why I marked this. You know, I think it's off the EMA. This looks like a very strong move up. These are okay. This is not even a first entry. So this is a first entry. This is a second entry. So this isn't a failure or anything. I think just because there's a lot of rejection, I think that's the only reason I marked it. So that's aggressive, but this was a very nice move up. So maybe you're expecting a second leg up. But if you're patient, you get a first, second entry long. And this is aggressive too. It's like a breakout pullback, but with how strong this move up was, and we're still making higher highs and higher lows, I like that entry. Signal bar is not great, but I think that's okay. I think that's a good entry, high probability entry, given the context. So here's the break though. Or did we already break that? Yeah, we already broke that channel. First leg up, so we are expecting a second leg up, and we get that second leg up. And then we make another leg up, and this looks a bit congestive up here. And if you're being really aggressive, first entry, failed second entry short, this does confirm the trend line. Another first entry, second entry, failed second entry long. Excuse me, this is a failed second entry long as well. But I just haven't been, I don't know. Even though this is off the trend line, these moves, this one's really aggressive. This one's a little less aggressive. I'm just, I don't know. I wasn't, after this big move up, I wasn't comfortable going short. But this looks like it would be probably a very nice move. Especially if you could ride it down to here. But anyway, we form this, we get an overshoot of this channel and form some congestion. So I actually traded this here. So let's take a look at this. I will talk about it later too, but we get this overshoot of this channel. Okay, this is a very strong move down. We get this congestion. I drew the congestion right here. So we break out and you get a first entry and a second entry. I'm glad I wasn't watching the chart here. I walked away like as this bar was forming because I probably would have went short here. But look, that's a doji, and look at all that stacking up. Yes, I am expecting the breakout to fail. But this is very congestive. Unfortunately, if you did go short here. Oh, also, look, we have an overshoot, so we're expecting a break. That's another thing. So we do get the break. Okay, these people who went short got triggered, okay? And then people here who probably played it like a failed first, second entry, they went long here. But the bias is down. This is also below the EMA. So once these people got trapped, and I think that's I think they got 3 ticks or 4 ticks maybe. 1, 2, 3, like 2 or 3 ticks in their favor. I like this entry. It's aggressive, but I like it. And we had a break of the channel. Not a convincing break, but we had a break. And so I was just expecting prices to hit these lows. So that's what we got. It was a nice move down. I'm not sure if Mack's going to mark that, but that is a trap. And then we just form this congestion. And let me zoom out a little bit. This is probably a measured move. And yeah, so, and yeah, look, we hit a measured move to the high side, and then we break out and pretty much hit a measured move to the low side. This, though, looks like a first failed second entry long, and so I do think you can trade that. I don't remember if I took that. Oh, no, I was talking to my coworker, and I purposely didn't take trade because, which is probably a good idea because I was talking to somebody. But so once we hit this and it bounces and comes back to the EMA, you might think about going long here, but look at all them dojis and all them bars stacking up. So, and the bias is down, so that's why I'm not marking that, and I don't like that. first entry, second entry short. I'm not gonna lie. I actually went long here, and I shouldn't have. But first, I took a failed second entry short right here, and I got scalped out, luckily, because look, I think other people who might have scalped out there, they all exited the trade, and boom, floor drops out. Unfortunately, I don't think you can enter this. First, second entry. I don't think you can enter this. I don't think that was the right decision of me. This is going into congestion. The range rules, I think you can learn a valuable lesson today by playing range rules in these ranges that I have drawn, because look at that. It hits the top of the range and the floor just falls or just disappears. So I don't like that I took that entry. I don't think that was a smart move. Thankfully it worked, but so this huge leg down, and then we get this congestion. And so originally I had my support drawn right here, but I was like, okay, this is probably a midline, just like up here. And that does seem to be the case. But after this leg down, we get this first failed second entry long. And yeah, it was going into the low, so it's aggressive. But I think you can enter there. I mean, obviously I would have liked it if it closed closer to the EMA. And with these dojis, it's aggressive. But I am going to keep it red. Just see if Mack likes it. And again, I didn't learn my lesson right here, trying to pick a bottom. Again, I jump in on an entry right here, thinking I found a reversal, and first entry failed, second entry short is what I was looking at. But and on these engulfing bars, you got to put your stop beneath the previous swing. So like, once this bar formed, I'm like, all right, let's get out of break even if possible. That was stressful. I'm really trying to stop picking these bottoms and trying to spot these reversals, because it's a losing game, especially for someone as inexperienced as me. Yeah. So let's check it out. It looked like this range formed, especially. Look, we test it here, and then if you move this, you get resistance here, and it comes down. So this is an aggressive move right here, but this was, I looked at this as a failed second entry long. First entry, first entry, it comes down. Second entry, boom. But this is looking sideways, so that's aggressive. And look, we bounce at that trend line again. So I'm going to delete that, but that's definitely a valid channel. Some people are playing that. As you can see, this is actually, this congestion here formed at the midline of the overnight highs and lows. So that's something to think about. So we bounced at that trend line, and then we just formed congestion again. And this is a with trend breakout, so you don't really want to go long. This is just congestive. First entry, failed second entry long, but I don't think I can mark that. I mean, I was watching it and I liked it, but this is just too congestive to be looking for that stuff. Way too congestive. So I shouldn't be looking for that stuff. And then we get movement off this trend line, and this is a failed breakout. So if you want to go long there, it's aggressive, but look at what you would have. Look at the movement. That's a nice move right there. And here you got a lower high, so we break out. That's the first time, and it's a counter trend breakout, and you get a lower high. So I think you can go short there. And now we see, looks like this trend line was holding out for a little bit. We don't make it to the top of that trend line, and this congestion is really the ruling factor here. And you can see this breakout is failing too. That's a first entry, second entry. Maybe people were looking at it like that, and that's a nice move. So that's what I saw for today. Let's take a look at the trades I took. I have this terrible habit right now. As soon as I open my chart up, I take a trade. And that's what happened today. So I'm going to try and think about what happened here. So I looked at the trend line like this, which is not, that's definitely not a bad, that could definitely have been a trend channel. But look, first entry, failed second entry. If I'm playing it like that, we didn't make it to the top of this trend channel. So that is something you need to be very cautious of. And this is congestion. So this trade, look, I think what it comes down to is congestion, and then the fact that it didn't reach the top of this trend channel is another hint. But I think this is just too congestive. And look, it's a failure. Failures and congestion. Do not look for failures and congestion. So yeah, I got stopped out right there. But this is okay, this is a failure in congestion, but this does not look like this. Look at all these stems and dojis and overlap. Here, we make a big leg up, and this looks like a first entry, second entry, but also, look, first entry, failed second entry. It's not as congestive as this. There's a lot of room to the highs, whereas here, there wasn't as much room. There's still enough room, but and that's a great signal bar as well. Very bullish. So I do like this entry. Okay, second entry long. I don't have any problem with this. Second entry long off the EMA. Breakout pullback. No problem with that. Okay, here again, this was a little bit of a complicated trade, and I think I am okay with it. The overshoot led to a break, so I think that was a good idea to not use the trend line after the overshoot and go short here. Wait for the break, and yeah, this congestion ruled out. The break failed, and we come back in. It's aggressive, and hopefully Mack marks it, and I read it right. Although I do think I read it right, though. And yeah, this was too aggressive, and really I should have walked away, because here I think I had like $100 simulated profit after this. This is just too aggressive. First entry, failed second entry. The bias is down. Why are you going long? Why are you going long? And I had this congestion drawn, and I saw that this was like a measured move down here. So I should have waited to go short when we get a breakout up here. That didn't happen. This is too aggressive. Too aggressive. Luckily I scalped out. Entry. Okay, yeah, this is silly too. The bias is way down. Clearly down. I'm going long here. Very lucky to get stopped out of break even. I had to put I went on an engulfing bar. So I put my stop here. It's just reckless. Don't go long. The bias is down. Yeah, I think hopefully that's where I stopped. Yeah, that's the last one I took. So behavior. I really have to watch my behavior, and I think the biggest things are don't take a trade right when you come in. Have your trend lines drawn first. And what else? Don't go counter trend. If the bias is down, stick with the bias. Follow range rules as well. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. Everyone have a great day.